coldest podcast on YouTube. The Real Rap Coalition. They back. You now rocking with the Real Rap podcast. Yeah, yeah. It's coming on. Yeah, this the official song. Yeah, yeah. Hold up. Lock and load. It's the weekly episode. Yeah, yeah. It's the Real Rap podcast. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's coming on. Yeah, this the official song. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's time to roll. It's the weekly episode. Ooh, it's the Real Rap. Yeah, yeah. They about to bring that feel back. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's the Real Rap. Yeah, yeah. You know what's up. Going in. Double Dutch. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Real Rap Coalition podcast. We back at it again with another episode. Road to Doomsday. Today we're going to be talking about the Avengers. That's the first Avengers. This is 2012. I am your host, black ass motherfucking Roots in this bitch. Who else we got?
It is I, Agent Coulson TL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Got a bunch of phonies that didn't show up today, but it's cool.
It be
At
like
least
that
one might be in the
sometimes, man. Can't expect yourself out of others, man.
Indeed. Who that is? That's John. What up, John?
But my dog John, man. What movie is this? Is this 7? Number 7?
7? Yeah.
So, for all intents and purposes, you see the title, Phase 1, all led to this. Marvel presents the Avengers. We have watched the origin stories of Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, Thor, all leading to this, in addition to other side, important characters. Essentially, first off, spoiler alert. If you ain't watched this movie, I don't know how, but cool. We're going to spoil the shit out this whole. Like, comment, subscribe if you ain't already. With that being said, the Avengers takes place in modern day New York, where Loki is pulled from the void and essentially is in charge of an army of Chitauri warriors who intend on taking over Earth with the help of the Tesseract, which we have seen in many movies and has been studied. And the only thing standing between, this total world domination is the unlikely alliance of Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk, Black Widow, etc., all organized by Nick Fury. So it's very dysfunctional, but they have to put aside their differences and learn to work as a team aside from their egos in order to keep the world from being taken over or destroyed. And that's that.
What up, Kingsbury? But yeah, man. So this is the first time that we have seen, no pun intended, a assembly of different characters from different movies, all a part of the same all having the same goal, essentially.
Yeah.
I think thinking back on it, probably wasn't looking that deep into it, but I see why they picked Loki. Loki was the villain that stood out, and I thought that was really cool.
Go ahead.
No, that was pretty much.
I think that a very interesting point that I want to bring up is, in my opinion, other than like maybe Iron Man and Captain America, I guess, I feel like this movie depicted the strongest versions of people that I've probably seen through this franchise. Like the Hulk looked cool as shit in comparison to his later iterations. Thor was going crazy, especially compared to his last movie that he was.
And I was going to bring that up.
Loki was cold as a bitch.
I was gonna bring that
Hawkeye
up
was
because
crazy.
there's a scene towards the end where they're fighting on top of one of the big flying worm, whatever fuck that thing is.
Yeah.
And that part where Hulk and Thor are fighting on the top of that bitch, I rewound that whole a good 3-4 times just so I could like watch it intently because that was like one of the first times you could very clearly see them fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that nigga was definitely wilding. He was doing more than throwing the hammer. He was socking motherfuckers with that bitch.
Bro, he hit
Throwing
that
people and
tower
shit.
or whatever and shot lightning out that bitch at a
That
motherfucker.
shit was tough.
Like,
That shit was tough. Like he actually used like he pressed all the buttons for
his
everything that he could do
combos.
with the hammer and with throwing hands. I thought that shit was tough. Even with the when they was fighting each other, Hulk and Thor, I thought that was clean because you
Yeah.
had never seen
I'm
up until
gonna
this
be
point
honest,
you had
bro.
never
I don't
seen
think I
nobody
saw a
really
bad
stick with Hulk like that
I don't think I saw a bad fight scene in this movie for real. Not that I recall, at least. Like I think that the
for
squads
sure.
were on point, and I think that that was very important for some shit like this because you want to see a lot of this for the fights and the powers and all the shit that they can do. But like that, I think that that was very well
Mm-hmm.
done. But even like I say, even Loki was the best version of himself. I feel like he actually was like had his moments. They did such. We're gonna talk about it all through this, but there were such interesting
Mm-hmm.
cinematic shot choices, and a lot of them like
Mm-hmm.
helped to portray Loki as like more than like I say. I saw him in Thor, and I was like, you're kind of a dork. Like your plan didn't work, and you just got hoed. I was
Yeah.
like, that's ass. But you know, like the
Yeah.
one that I wanted to bring up in particular was at that point when he's in that little glass tank and shit, and he
Mm-hmm.
talking to Black Widow, and like
Talking
it's
crazy
like
to her.
his yeah, and it's over his shoulder, and you can see his face reflected in the glass next to her image, and he's larger and looking down upon her. I think
Mm-hmm.
that that's a very clean cinematic choice for what they
For
were
sure.
going for. You
Yeah,
know.
he had his moments in the Thor movie where he would like get mad or whatever, and he talk loud. But that scene in particular, like he was talking crazy to Black Widow.
Yeah, he
Your,
told that
your
bitch
ledger
what
is
she
gushing
was
with
and
red.
wasn't.
I'm gonna have him kill you slowly, and as he wakes up and he screams, "I'm gonna split his skull." I was like, "Damn, he's talking crazy."
He said, "That is my offer, you meager quivering worm and shit." Like he was like hoeing that bitch, man. Um,
um, Speaking of though, so I think leading up to this, as far as throwing the hands, Black Widow had probably had the coldest scenes in the prior movies throwing hands, and they did not slack at all in this movie as well because they had to make it to where it makes sense for these two regular motherfuckers being Hawkeye and Black Widow to be fighting with a super soldier, a god, a green giant, and a metal man. One scene that I always thought was super fucking cold from her, and it's very subtle. But when they're in the midst of the New York fight, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna need a boost," and she jumps up off
the
the
shield.
Captain America shield, yeah, and hit the twist
Uh huh.
and grab the foot. Bro, that shit was crazy as hell, and it's
Bro,
still clean today.
that bitch was in the fucking like shit. The Russians had captured her and shit, and like she got on their ass. She was beating motherfuckers with pieces of a chair. Like she broke the
Bro,
chair and like took the
bro,
arm of that chair and
she
just stuck it in a motherfucker
He
face.
swan time bombed in a chair on a nigga back and broke out of that bitch, bro.
Hmm. And
Like
then, like I
she's
say, there
going
was
OD on it.
bro, there was several fucking instances where it was like, she was like in some shit, including the Loki scene we just mentioned, where she's like, no, she
Mhm.
just playing motherfuckers. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like she's out there like, oh, thanks for telling me everything I need to know, dumbass, and then just goes about her business. Like
Yeah,
that
nah.
shit
She's
is
probably one of the
wild.
coldest iterations of a spy that I've seen on pretty much anything. Like she really be wilding on niggas and she don't spare shit. I don't think there's a time in which we're gonna get to it throughout the movies. I don't think there's a time where we actually see her get her ass whooped for real.
There might be one, but it's a ways off.
Like, I don't even think I can't think of a punch being landed on her. Definitely not as scene with the chair. Like niggas was getting
Yeah,
ass whooped. Like she spent half of the time in the chair whooping niggas ass. But
yeah, that shit,
yeah,
bro.
between her and then they were,
You lagging,
I
Roos?
will say just a small critique. They were doing CGI. What's up?
You was lagging, bro. Like you was like ahead or lagging or whatever the fuck.
Bro, this shit been going on like this all day. But what I was saying was uh I'm watching it more close now than I've ever have before. And I'm noticing that for whatever reason, every time Captain America does a roundhouse kick, they're doing CGI with it. I'm like, why are they doing that? They couldn't just get a nigga to do a roundhouse kick. Like they can,
I
hey,
don't
you
know, man.
nigga,
Chris
do a
Evans might
roundhouse
not have
kick.
been built like that, bro.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Um,
I don't like needless CGI, and I feel like that was needless just for that little short scene. Because in all the other movies, it's clearly I can't remember which one it is. Probably the beginning of Civil War where he's fighting dude that's doing all the kicks and shit, and that's a nigga. That's a nigga as a stunt double or whatever doing the fight scene as Captain America. I don't know why they didn't do it in this. Like you spending all this money on all this other shit, just pay a stunt double. Like that's very simple to me. But he had his fair share of moments too. When he went in, first when he dropped down on top of the police car, he started telling niggas what to do, and niggas like, nigga, who is you? I don't give a fuck about what you
yeah.
talking about. And
And then he
aliens
got
dropped
on
down.
motherfuckers
He
singing
chopped the nigga
ass.
arm off. Yeah, bro, he chopped the nigga arm off with the sword, with the shield, sorry. And with the whooping niggas ass, and then right after it was like, all right, hey, yeah, I'm gonna need people over here. I'm gonna need basically, yeah, do everything that he just said right
Yeah.
now, because he wanted them. And then
I mean, bro, like
and then
he
when he jumps in there and I guess they were in a bank or some shit.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when they was in a bank and the bomb got thrown down. First of all, long ass detonation timer on the little hand bomb. But uh he had time to whoop like 4 aliens, and then right as the motherfucker was about to blow up, he shields himself and gets blasted out of the window on top of a car 3 stories down, and then just gets right back into squabbles. I thought that was
Yep.
clean as a bitch.
I think that like a good aspect of this too is that like everybody, like they told the dysfunctional team up story and shit and did what they
Mm-hmm.
did with that, but like everybody had their own like personality. Like Captain America is still his like corny ass Boy Scout self, and he's like making all the coherent points. He doesn't have the little quips. But then Iron Man over there, like he just like sarcastic, like hoeing motherfuckers. And Thor don't give a fuck about none of that shit because he like ain't can't none of y'all whoop my ass and I'm here on a mission type shit. You know what I'm saying? And then like the Hulk is like, hey bro, like y'all really brought me here on some bullshit and I'm not finna stand for this shit. If it go left, I will fuck this ship up. And he certainly
Yeah,
did
I
do
thought,
that.
I thought the moment where they're arguing and shit over, what the plan is with Fury and shit, and
Mm-hmm.
that Captain America, Iron Man going back and forth, talking shit or whatever, and then
That's some of
he
the cleanest
has his moment.
dialogue.
Yeah, that's some of the clean. Like even with all of it happening at one point or at one time, you can still hear everything very clearly. Everybody's making good ass points. They're not just fucking bickering, and it's some funny shit in the midst of
Hey,
that. Like,
yeah, they had the arguing and shit, and the shit that I wanted to bring up. That motherfucker, like they were talking about, like, yeah, he said you may not be a threat to start, but you're not a hero, and like they went on their shit, whatever, and they were talking about like being on the threat list. he was like, the Hulk said, "Why is Captain America on the threat list?" And you can hear Tony in the background. He said, "Where do you rank at, Steve? Are you just above Angry Bees or like just hold the fuck out of him?"
That nigga Thor called them niggas petty and tiny.
And
Like
Tiny, like, well, don't ever call me Tiny, bro. What's the fuck wrong with you?
shit.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, like it's already like iconic or whatever. But just to mention it, motherfucker over there, like, he says like, take away, you're a man in a fancy suit. Take away all of that. What are you? Motherfucker say you're genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. And like he was right about that shit. And then he was like, you won't make the big play, the sacrifice, and all that shit. And then like Iron Man's like, hey bro, like all the special shit about you came from a bottle. You're a science experiment. I was like,
Yeah,
damn, man.
and then fast forward back, they go to some other shit with Hawkeye, and then back to them. That nigga Cap like, hey, let's run a fade real quick.
He
Like,
said, put on the suit.
Let's run
Like,
a fade.
he's like, you don't want me to put on the suit. He said, put on the fucking suit. Like, and then like they like shit hits the fan, and he really telling him for real. He's like, hey bro, put on the suit. Like, let's handle this shit. Like, but
yeah, I like the fact that though they had all of their differences at the times where they needed to come together to handle a threat, they were able to handle the threat. I mentioned it while we were watching the Hulk movie that they kind of copied and pasted the scene in the warehouse to this movie with the Hulk turn or whatever. But
yeah,
this one was definitely more terrifying. For one,
yes.
I feel like they finally got the look of the Hulk all the way right, even down to the movements. Like, of course, Black Widow wasn't able to run down that hallway fast enough to get away from a backslap, by the way, from Hulk. Like, it's shit in the way, and he is just blitzing through that shit. He don't give a fuck about nothing in the way. I'm pissed, and I need to hit something. And that shit was clean as fuck to me. I really like what they did with Hulk, with his first transformation in this movie.
Yeah, I think that they definitely like portray that motherfucker in this movie as like the fucking threat that like he is. You know what I'm saying? Like even it feels like he should not end up being on the screen, because if he is, then like something horrible is finna happen.
Right.
And I think that that's exactly what you want out of portraying the Hulk. It's like, all right, bro, like this is a dangerous motherfucker, and not just to, to us, but really to himself for real. But I also do think we mentioned this in the Hulk movie review, like,
Mm-hmm.
or let's say we alluded to it. A motherfucker like makes mention or whatever. He's like, yeah, you had this fucking glass prison. You was ready to kill me and shit. And he's like, no, that was only if whatever. And he was like, no, like you don't understand. He was like, I was fucked up. I tried to kill myself. I put a bullet in my fucking mouth, and then he spit it back out. Like, that's absolutely horrifying, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you can't even kill yourself. Like, you are some unstoppable shit.
Yeah. And then really all of the shit with every individual in this bitch was clean as fuck. Both transformations, though they were different, they were both clean in their own way. With the second transformation in New York, when they bring like I said, the flying fucking worm or whatever, and he picks back up where he left off of oh yeah, you want to know my secret? I'm always angry. And then they do the slow-mo change into him socking a big
Spiking that
worm
bitch.
in the jaw and flipping that nigga. Like,
Bro,
that shit was hard.
that's such an iconic line too. Like I was watching this shit, and I told my wife, I was like, I use a variant of that phrase often in regular life. Like I always be hitting motherfuckers with that's my secret, Captain. I'm always, whatever the fuck I'm talking about. Like that is an iconic line for real. And like it's just clean as fuck how like it happens. Like, cause no wasted motion. He says that shit turns in like a half a second, where the other one took him a while. Like he was like writhing on the floor. I don't know if that's because he was like fighting a transformation or what, but like, this shit happened instantaneously, and he just fucking knuckle dusts this worm into the flow. Like that shit is I don't know, man. Like I say, Captain America got like some better combat scenes this time around.
Yeah.
In terms of like his shit. I think the best shit was probably whenever like the Hulk got loose on the joint, and like he was jumping like from them broken like pieces out through the air and shit,
Yeah.
just trying to like not get shot by that dude.
Bro, the nigga fly swatted a grenade. Like
Yeah,
he
he slapped that bitch
backboarded
out
that
the
bitch.
air. That's
Like that's
crazy.
just so clean for you to just add in there. Like they are hundreds of thousands of feet in the air on a fucking aircraft. There are aircraft. There are aircraft carrying aircraft. Like
Yes.
I never actually thought of that, but like when they're in the like those things exist without being flying in the air as just an aircraft carrier.
Yeah,
Now
they be
they're in
like on the
aircraft
sea.
carrying aircraft. That's clean as hell to me. I don't know why, but they're fighting to try to stay in the air and shit. Iron Man is out there doing his smart shit, trying to fix it, while Captain America's having a whole combat scene, jumping from different levels and blasting a blick. Like that shit is cold as fuck.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like they tried to, send off a nuke and shit. And Fury just ran out there with a rocket launcher and just blew that bitch. Like he didn't get, and he was talking crazy to the council the whole time. Like they was on some bullshit, and he was like, "Hey, I really don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. This is about people." You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about Nick Fury, that's his whole shit. Like even within this movie, is it's always about the people, the betterment of people and shit. You know, so I don't know.
Yeah, and he and he will sacrifice everything and put his job and his life on the line the same way everybody else will. Though he is definitely a regular nigga just with a title, but he will end all this shit if he has to. Like I think that's cold as fuck about his character.
Yeah, that shit. What about the forest fight scene?
That was cool. They were doing just a lot of throwing each other back and forth. The you want me to put the hammer down and he hit the shield. I thought that shit was cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The best scene, the best shot scene. I don't know what this is called. I wish Art was here because I'm pretty sure he probably knows what it's called. But there's a scene in the New York fight where they start at Hawkeye. They follow his arrow to like somebody else, and they're fucking fighting. I think they follow it to the Hulk and Thor or whatever, and then that goes into the Captain America fighting with Black Widow, whoever the fuck. But the way that they were following projectiles or following an alien craft to where he's crashing into this other fight. Like I thought that shit was super dope. The way they were doing that. I don't think I've ever seen. No, matter of fact, they do it similarly in Now You See Me where they're following the card.
The card, yeah.
Yeah. So they basically do that, but they're jumping POVs through different objects and people. Like I think that's super cool. I really wish I knew the name. I know there's a shot or a name for that shot, but I thought that was definitely dope. It was something else. Oh, Coulson's death scene.
Yeah.
Coulson's death scene was I don't remember it being that emotional, but it was.
Yeah,
And
it was definitely
watching them react to it, because you think about it, Coulson has been a part of everybody's life that has been introduced, probably except Captain America. But then they focus on him getting to know Captain America up until he dies. So now it makes sense how everybody is affected by his death.
Yeah. No,
You
that's
know,
a fact. I mean, I think it was clean as fuck. He was up there, with that gun, and he was like, "Yeah, we've been working on these weapons for a while. You want to find out what this bitch do?" And then like he got hold, but like he's laying there on the ground and shit, and Buddy talking crazy to him, and he just pulled the trigger on his bitch ass. And that
yeah.
shit.
I think it's funny that uh and Thor mentioned it whenever he first pulled up and he talking to Loki and was like, nigga, you don't even give a fuck about ruling people. You're just looking for acceptance from someone.
Yeah.
And like he's always, and every time that he speaks, he's talking as if he has something to prove to people.
Mm-hmm.
Even down to when he's talking to Coulson or when he's talking to Iron Man in the Stark building. Like he's always trying to flex. Like he's, oh, I got this, I got that army, I got powers, and I got people backing me, blah blah, all that shit. But it's like, bro, none of that shit matter. We gonna whoop your ass. Like even the infamous line, I have an army, we have a Hulk. Like
Yeah.
that shit is super dope. Like I don't think people focus a lot on the dialogue in this movie because it's so Mountain Dewy.
Yeah.
But the dialogue in this movie is very good. Like it's very well written.
I
If you pay
think
attention.
that like I don't know if this is like that wrestling shit where like they built all the way up to the pay-per-view or to the match or whatever the fuck, and they had this planned and they had to figure out how to get there, or if this was just like a growing experience of them learning throughout, like, what they did, like all the movies they made leading up to it. But whatever the case may
I think
be,
it's more so the latter. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
whatever the case may be, I think that this was like a fantastic, just depiction of like this was masterful on all fronts, whether it be from a dialogue standpoint or from an action standpoint, character depiction. It gave you a lot of what you want, in terms of like you got the fucking the great fight scenes. You got to see the crossovers between the characters, both from character work and from a fighting standpoint. There was just a lot going on, and I think that it was I'm sure it was intentional, but I
Mhm.
don't know at what point in the process it became intentional.
Yeah. With a combination of great writers and great actors, I think the actors seemed like they were a lot more comfortable in these characters. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the best Loki I've seen thus far.
Yes.
Um, Thor seems like he's a lot more comfortable, with himself. And it wasn't a lot of quips, like everybody had their quips here and there. I think the main quip guy was Iron Man, which that's fitting. That's what he always does. But like everybody, and not to mention everybody in the Avengers has had at least one movie to practice their character, except for Mark Ruffalo. This is his first time playing the Hulk.
Yeah, and that was
For him
something that
to,
I wanted to comment on. Like, is that in the beginning, like when he's in fucking Ecuador or wherever he's at,
yeah,
like he's over there, he is great as fucking Bruce Banner, man.
yeah,
Like I
sure.
didn't like Ed Norton as Bruce Banner. Mark Ruffalo plays a fantastic Bruce Banner in here, and I don't remember having that opinion previously. Like I felt
Yeah.
like I just thought it was kind of like a placeholder, the least important character in terms of development. But I was like, man, that shit was really good, bro.
Yeah, like I was saying, for him to have the handicap of not having a whole movie to practice, because think about it, Black Widow has had a whole movie. Literally everybody has had a whole movie to
Even
sit with their
Coulson got
character.
multiple movies. Like,
Yeah,
damn.
Coulson he has every movie where he popped up doing something, and Mark Ruffalo doesn't have that. But he was probably the best depicted character as Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
But I
And
mean, like all of them, he's a seasoned actor up until this point anyway. Like we know him, he was in what's the Jim Carrey shit? Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine. Yes, he was in
Yeah.
Eternal Sunshine. He was really in a lot of shit. Like there was a bunch of Mark Ruffalo shit that I saw. Um, like ahead of this, but yeah, shout to him. Um, I will say one thing that like we're jumping all around on talking about this movie,
Mhm.
but like one thing that I didn't really give much of a fuck about is that this movie, in my opinion, had it was funny, but it was the weakest post credit scene. That shit wasn't
Yeah,
nothing.
niggas
You
just
know,
sitting there eating shawarma.
they eating shawarma and shit. Like, and
Not a
it's
word
funny because
spoken.
like
They all just sitting there chewing and nodding.
yeah, about to say fucking uh Bruce Banner, he out there just eating like digging with his hands and shit in that
Bro,
like
you notice he was the only one
filthy,
sitting there
bro.
with two plates in front of him, right?
God damn, bro. Whenever I was watching that that just reminded me of like Deadpool in Deadpool and Wolverine. He's like,
Mhm.
the Avengers invented or discovered shawarma. Like, and that's why I was like, oh,
Gotta be
okay,
good
that's what
about that.
that is. But
Yeah. And but even with that, I like how they set up that scene. Like I had to go back and look at the actual background. That restaurant is fucked up. Like it's fucking rocks and
yep.
shit all over the place.
Hmm.
The owner is sweeping up. Like first of all, how dare you come in with 7 people after a huge ass fight? My restaurant looks like shit right
Y'all
now.
the ones that fucked it up. Like,
And for
no,
y'all to
I
be
don't
coming
got
in here
nothing
first,
for you,
help me.
bro.
Oh, you want some food? How about help me first, bitch? Help me get this shit in order. This shit is not fucking presentable, and it's y'all fault.
That
Thanks for
shit, man.
saving. Thanks for saving us. But you know how long it's gonna take me to clean this shit up by myself?
Well, bro, like they try to make a point of it, but I don't think it's that fucking solid. Like,
Mm.
imagine being like, you just like minding your business, you work in your little office job in New York City and shit, and all this shit happens. The Hulk just takes your car that you still paying on, throws
Nigga,
it at a big worm creature and misses. Like, bro, this
nigga.
they fucking everything up, man.
I always think of that. I think the first time that I had that realization was watching the Transformers movie, where it's niggas livelihoods just getting fucked over by the environment because y'all decided to pop off a fucking intergalactic war down the street. Like Thor takes the hammer and smacks a car 10 feet in the air,
Yep.
flip, and then kills 3 aliens with it. Like, nigga, I was still paying that off. Like, it's over now. Like, I cannot get that fixed.
That shit's fucked up, bro. Like,
And then
but
you got Hulk jumping in and out of people's apartments. You got big ass worms flying through
bro,
buildings
literally
and
at
shit.
one point,
There's
yeah, I
not
see
enough
it take
insurance in the
down like
world.
an entire like built office building, bro. Like that shit had to have been, 30 stories and shit.
And
I was like,
there was no warm up to this. It just started. So
yeah,
everybody was
like a
chilling.
hole appeared in the sky and shit, and and then it was just on from there.
Like
That's
everybody just chilling, minding their own New York business until a army of aliens pours out of the sky. You got this big green motherfucker jumping around, throwing people into it, or throwing people from building to building. You got big worms flying through the air, landing on cars, probably fucking up the highway. I imagine even outside of this city, traffic was fucking horrible because you
yeah.
have within a like 10 block radius of just a bunch of shit going on.
To keep it a buck, bro. I'm not like I'd be kind of grateful that like, hey, it's just traffic. I'm not in the midst of where they throwing shit. Like,
But you could be. because this fight is crazy. Hulk could just up and throw an alien, and then he land 5 blocks away on the roof of your car.
Yeah, I'd be mad as fuck, man.
You
Like,
just chilling, trying to go pick your kids up from school.
you ever seen that? Like you watched Avatar and shit, the cartoon. That
Yeah.
motherfucker keep like relocating where he sell them cabbages at, and then it's always some shit that be happening to him. That's how
Yeah.
they feel, bro. It's like they pissed. Jesus. Yeah, they just mad as fuck, man. Like the whole time the Avengers are like, bro, we saved your life. Like, yeah, you right, and I
Yeah,
appreciate
but I
that. But
spent my
like,
life savings on this hot dog
I'm
stand,
about
and
to
now it's
say,
in shambles.
yeah, I'm still alive, bro, and now I like gotta go figure out how my kids are gonna eat.
Shit.
But
But
the thing that I wanted to address, like I talked about a lot of people, like I made a statement that was like a blanket statement, but like Hawkeye is clean as a bitch in this movie, man. Like I didn't
indeed.
realize, I forgot how integral of a role he played. He was important as fuck in this movie.
Yeah,
And
I
after
feel like
not being much of any importance in Thor, that's crazy to me.
yeah, I definitely owe him an apology, and I wish there were more people on this episode because I know we've had just shit talking
Yeah,
sessions.
motherfuckers
We're
told
just
me
shitting
Hawkeye
on
was
him
ass.
during the
What?
super. Like we went into detail of how ass he was, but this nigga was, bro, he was swinging from buildings. He curved an arrow. Like, bro, he ain't whenever he was the bad guy version of himself, he he draws the arrow, right? And then takes into account the wind, turns at a 90-degree angle, shoots that bitch against the wind, and it curves right into where he needs it to curve at. He shot an arrow into a fucking USB drive to fucking
Yep,
implant a virus or some bullshit. Like
bro.
that's not a thing that people just fucking do.
Bro, he was literally fighting. He was giving Iron Man advice while fighting aliens with a bow and arrow, not looking, shooting them bitches, bro.
Bro,
Like,
he was calling plays and shit. Like he's Hawkeye for a reason, bro. His window of sight is massive to where Cap knew, he's like, hey, go up there and just start calling out patterns and shit, and he's doing it accurately. It's like, oh, they can't turn good, so make sure you hit a sharp turn that'll take out a lot of them, and then it worked. Like,
and do not let it be lost on anyone that these are gigantic armored aliens with laser weaponry, bro.
mhm.
Like, this ain't no like regular shit you're fighting, bro, with a bow and arrow. Like, that
Bro,
shit
he
is.
Loki thought he caught him on whenever he caught the arrow. It turns out that bitch was an explosive.
Yeah,
Knocked his stupid ass out the sky back into the damn Stark building.
that shit is funny, bro. Loki got hoed so many times in this movie. The Hulk
When,
literally picked Buddy up and just ragdolled him,
listen,
just
bro,
flung him into the flow.
I don't know how many times I've used that GIF just especially in Discord when somebody is getting sent to the moon and you just put the whole of Hulk smashing the fuck out of dude. Like it's funny as shit. And then his whimper afterwards,
He
hilarious.
doesn't like
That shit is funny as fuck.
let's see. But yeah, like that and then it's just hilarious because he does that, I enough, you dull creature. I am a god and I won't be whatever the fuck. And he just laughs after he does that. She says, puny god. Like,
That's equivalent to bitch ass nigga.
yeah,
Like,
yes, that is exactly what that was. He did not give a fuck about nothing that Buddy
I
was
don't
talking about,
give
bro.
goddamn about your little powers, your little clones that you be sending out, bitch. I'm the Hulk.
Yeah,
I
walk it off, bitch.
I know you heard about me.
Come on, bro, walk it off. Come on. You was all big
Bitch
and
ass
bad
up.
when you had that scepter, huh? And then he tried to do that shit, and Tony Stark don't got like a regular heart in his chest and shit, so that shit don't work. Like, He tells him, he was like, yeah, it's normal for guys your age. You get to a certain
What
point.
was it? Performance? Like
Yeah,
you got a problem with performance?
that shit is crazy, bro. I mean, is Nick Fury a hoe for lying to them about Coulson death?
100%. 100%. Because don't play on my emotions. It's already fucked up that bro died, but now you like lying or whatever. It's cool that they don't ever find it out and they use that to propel them into the fight. But I feel like they would have did that regardless. Like I said, everybody had already, identified with Coulson prior to his death, so it struck everybody. You know what I'm saying? Coulson worked very closely with both Blackwell and Hawkeye. Worked very closely with Iron Man to where he was in both of his movies. He worked close with Thor. You know what I'm saying? Like he's well known enough to where you don't have to give them that push. But I understand why he did it at the same time.
You say
I
they
also
needed
think
that
Nick
hoe,
Fury is
bro.
a hoe. I also think Nick Fury is a hoe because don't look at me all crazy and try to make me the problem, me being Tony Stark, because I found out your fucking secrets about you trying to make weapons. This is
Yeah, that was
exactly the
that.
shit.
Well, he
This
did
is
that to
exactly the
everybody,
shit that we
bro.
talked about.
Yeah, he did that to
This is why
everybody.
nobody trusts the government because y'all go and do shit like this.
Like the Hulk was finna get on his ass, and he was like, "Hey, let's calm down and shit." He was like, "Fuck all that, calm down. Let's tell the truth." Like, what's wrong
Yeah,
with y'all, man?
all that you talking about. We can't let you get mad, nigga. You're making weapons
Yeah,
from something. Somebody here has already dealt with this whole weapons tesseract shit. You know who that was? Nazis. Nazis were the first to try to
yep.
do this, and you're following in their footsteps. I don't trust you.
I mean, I do think it was kind of funny whenever Loki was like holding them folks at like hostage or whatever the fuck, and Captain America did that shit, and he told him, he was like, "Yeah, the last time there was some guy standing above everybody, me and him didn't get along too well." I think that shit was pretty funny.
I did think it was the not today was corny.
What was the not
when
today?
when Loki said when they were fighting or whatever, and he had Captain America kneeling or whatever, and he put the back of the scepter to his head, and he was like, "Kneel before me." And
Oh
then
yeah.
Captain America said, "Not today," and then roundhouse kick, in which
Yeah,
that was
there's
the first.
definitely. Well, that's the thing is like there's no way this is an even fight, bro. Like you're capping a little bit right here. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine, but like I definitely like saw some shows like, okay, they're doing movie shit. You feel me? Like they're doing this shit for the sake of like cinematic resonance type thing.
Yeah. And I like the Iron Man entrance that they did right after that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, yeah, that was
That
clean.
was a callback to his prior movies, especially the second one where he takes over the PA system and he's playing music, classic rock music over the PA system coming in to kick ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just always gonna be cold to me. I'm actually gonna miss that because like we're not gonna get any more Iron
You don't
Man.
know that, bro.
I mean, I kind of assume that at this point, like
It's
if
all
you
right,
know
bro.
what's coming up,
Doomsday is coming, man.
yeah. But yeah, man, I really fuck with this movie. I mean, we can continue to talk about all the lit shit. There was not much that I had to complain about this movie. I think they did what they were supposed to do as far as let's take all of these people and put them in one movie. I think that was the main idea behind this, and they executed very well. And everybody was set up to win except for Mark Ruffalo, and he still excelled along with everybody else. I think that the conveying that this is going to continue and it's only going to get better because the fight scenes get better throughout the movie until you get to the big one at the end. Pause. Uh, I think it's just this is all around a clean ass movie. Like this came out when I think this came out in May. So this came out the not only the year that I graduated, but the month that I was graduating, and I went to see it in the movies. And this shit, this much of a Marvel fan, this is what made me a Marvel fan. And I think
So did
a
you
lot.
watch the other ones ahead of it, or did you like go back and
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
these bitches
I had seen all
afterwards?
of them prior to watching this.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like think about this thinking back from eighth grade all the way to my senior year in high school, it was Marvel shit almost every year from 2008 to 2012. You know, and so it was kind of a background thing. Like Iron Man was lit, but like it wasn't too crazy. And then you had a little bit of Spider-Man sprinkled in there throughout that, but this didn't consume me as much until the Avengers came out. Once the Avengers came out, I said I'm watching every movie after this, no matter what, and I
mm-hmm.
have, except for one. I haven't seen Quantumania, but now that we're doing the crash course, I'm just gonna take that opportunity to watch it. Then when we get to it, so when we
That's
get
the
to
Ant-Man shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, when we get to that movie, that'll be my first time watching it, and I'll happily use that for the podcast.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I do remember like in when this shit came out, like going to see it in theaters and like how important it was. But it's like sometimes you can lose sight of like this movie because three other Avengers movies exist that
Mm-hmm.
are arguably all better.
Yep.
I mean it's opinionated, but that is a crazy like statistic to have, being like how good we feel this one is. But it's
Yeah.
it they consistently escalate the stakes and like build upon the world and like do clean shit. I feel like that's just a testament to the writing and the care that it took to make something like these. Some people
Yeah.
like in reference to like what you were saying, they don't necessarily like the Avengers movies or like the Marvel, the MCU movies because of like I guess tropes you would call them
Yeah.
that are set where they're like, oh, it's just a bunch of Mountain Dew ass shit and it's a lot of action. It's no real storytelling, and I don't agree. But like I think that there is something primal that makes something like this interesting to watch. Like of course you want to see some shit like this, you
Yeah,
know?
it's superheroes fighting aliens and shit blowing up. Like, there's nothing wrong with liking that. Yes, it may come across as a little brain dead, but if you're actually paying attention to the movie, like I said, the dialogue is great, the acting is great, the choreography of the fights are great. Like, there's nothing wrong with liking movies like this.
Mm-hmm.
Some movie purists, including some that exist on our podcast, would say that, like I said, this is brain dead. But there's nothing wrong with that. These are good movies.
It's important. Movies exist to have an experience. Not every one of them have to give you something real deep to think about. They exist to make you feel something, good, bad, whatever the case may be. It's an experience that you put yourself through in hopes of like feeling something at the end of
Mm-hmm.
it. And as long as like it can convey what the fuck it was trying to do, I don't see a problem with that. Like there are movies that can be not for you, but I don't think that you can like label a movie bad if it evokes the emotion that it goes for.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I remember because I saw at least all of the Avenger movies in the theaters when they released. And every time I was walking out of the theater, I definitely remember feeling some type of excitement, or like with Endgame, or
Infinity War.
whichever one that ends sadly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt sad. Like, and I'm gonna save my talking about my experience with that one for when we watch the movie. But every time I left from a Marvel movie, I felt something, whether it be in excitement or watching Black Panther and feeling empowered. Like, it's dope to be able to go see a movie and have a good feeling coming out of that movie.
Yeah. So, I mean, the moral of that story is stop being so fucking cynical, especially if you don't critique movies for a fucking living. Bro, just like be able to enjoy some shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's there for you to enjoy. You don't have to nitpick how lowbrow something is.
Yeah, well,
Um,
sometimes it's not for you.
yep.
Simple.
That's all it boils down to. All right, Roots, you want to final thoughts and rate this all, I guess? I felt
That's
like there
fine with
would be
me.
more to talk about because we enjoy this shit,
Yeah,
but like maybe not. Like maybe these are just brief synopses.
and there's nothing wrong with that. We do an hour plus on everything else that we watch on this podcast. There's nothing with going ahead at minute 50. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm cool with that. I'm tired as a bitch anyway. I have not slept fully and probably going on 16 hours. So, yeah. This is a really good movie. Everything else that I would say would just be talking about how good this movie is. Like I pretty much already went through it. The choreography is great. The CGI, the little part that I was talking about with the roundhouse kick, it was still great. Choreography, great. Actors, great. I don't think I think I had a short moment where I was thinking, what if Will Smith played Nick Fury? But then you have the whole backstory of they actually used Samuel Jackson's face to make Nick Fury in the comic books. So it's only
Mm-hmm.
right for him to play Nick Fury in the movie. And what a story to have of a multi-million-dollar role just handed to you, just out of the blue. Like they just reach out, hey, we want to use you for this. And then that turns into you eating off of 30 plus movies. Like that's crazy to me. But and a TV
Yeah,
show.
I also realized like while watching this shit, like how much money Sam Jackson has made off of being in Marvel. Like that's
Just
absolutely
with just that
insane.
alone.
Yeah.
He was in because the Spider-Man movies are Sony and they used him in that as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's an insane amount of money on top of the fact that he was already super lit before he got this check. And then it just skyrocketed to where he is even more so of an acting god than he was before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, really dope movie. I haven't watched it in a while. I have absolutely. This is something that I can sit down and watch intently, or I can just put on in the background. And I don't think there's a lot of movies like that to where they're very versatile in that manner. Um, I'm gonna give this whole a 9.
Okay. Um. Yeah, like I say, this feels like the culmination of a story that has been told through a lot of parts. Like it feels like it is the season finale of a television show because a lot of these movies are structured in a way where maybe it could be, you know. Um, I think that everybody turned in a fantastic performance. I think that their characters were elevated in feelings of importance and height of accolades that they accomplished within this movie. So it made nobody feel like the weak link of the team, really. I think that there's a bunch of great dialogue. I think that it's a story. Like, the story isn't too, crazy and complex, but I think, like, for what they've done so far, it feels earned. It's kind of bullshit that they just bring Loki back out of nowhere, but, like, he delivers such a performance and is so different than his previous iteration while still maintaining some of those insecurities and character flaws that make the character complex enough to care about. Um, he, like I say, it feels acceptable to me because of that. I think that they tie everything together with a bow and still let you know that this is not the end of some shit. I think that you can feel all form of emotions throughout this movie. And I think that if you are a person who goes and rewatches the Marvel movies, this will be you will be surprised at how much you didn't think that you would feel this good about watching this one again. It gets forgotten about in the sea of quality content, but it holds up whenever you go back and revisit. Um, I had a difficult time trying to figure out how I wanted to rate this one because, I think, did we give Iron Man a 9?
Yes. Hold on. Let me check.
Because this is better than the first Iron Man. I think it's different, but I think that the feelings that I get watching it, Iron Man might be a better structured movie, but I think this is a more enjoyable movie in my opinion.
Yeah, the first Iron
And
Man did indeed receive a 9.
I think that I'll probably give this bitch like a 9.5. It's crazy because I know what is yet to come and the heights that will be reached, and it will be difficult to structure around it. But maybe, just maybe, there's a lot of good movies within this series. Despite popular opinion or whatever. Actually, it's not popular opinion. It's the fucking edge lords and shit. The fucking hipsters.
Yeah. All
But
right. With all that said, that is the Avengers with a 9.3. Yeah, man. Uh really, really, really dope ass movie, man. With that being said, I don't know what the next movie is. I have to check. I want to say it's Iron Man 3, but I could be wrong. Maybe Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. I'm looking. Where's it at? Avengers, and then the second Thor movie, Thor: The Dark World. I don't have a problem with that one.
oh,
I
Thor: The
do
Dark
remember it
World is
being,
next.
yeah.
I
I
remember
do
that movie sucking.
really.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it that many times. I know I've seen it at least twice. When it was released in theaters and when it was released on DVD. This was back in the DVD era, of course. Um, I don't remember hating it, but I also don't remember it being like super super good. Definitely not better than Avengers, but we'll just have to see. So yeah, next Thursday, we will be watching Thor 2, The Dark World. Um, yeah, y'all make sure y'all pull up for that. We have Clerks on Friday. Don't know if I'm gonna be there, just being honest, because I don't have any aspirations to watch that movie at all. It's an art pick, so there you go.
Yep, that
Yeah,
tells you what you need to know about it.
yeah. If you watch our content, you know why Art picked Clerks because he's Art. Um, yeah, y'all. So if you're interested, pull up for that. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join the
We're supposed to
Discord.
go see the Mario Galaxy movie.
Yeah. That's supposed to be happening probably sometime this weekend, hopefully. I went ahead and took my daughter to see it today. It was pretty good. I'm excited to see what everybody else thinks about it. Um, like I said, hopefully we can knock that out at least by Sunday. We got Clerks on this Friday. We're in the midst of our break for Game of Thrones. So there's that. That'll be back not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. And my movie pick is this week, and so make sure you pull up next week because it's going to be better than the one that was for this week. Yeah, hit the like button.
My
hit the
movie pick
subscribe
is
button.
after that, so it will also be better. You'll have a break.
There you go. You'll have a break from bullshit. Yeah, man. Join the Discord if you're not a part of the Discord. Hit the like button. Turn on the notification bell so you can get notifications when we go live. Hit the hype button. I've been hearing a lot about this hype button. I think it's been helping because our views are looking good right now. Our subscriber count is looking good. Help us keep growing our channel, and we'll keep putting out good content for you guys. Hopefully, we got some reaction videos coming soon as well. If not me and the gang, I will definitely put one out myself. I think I have a couple in the tuck that I can, just put out just for, to hold us over. Yeah, you got anything, KTL?
I don't know. We haven't really decided on it yet. I think Roots presented the idea. The Roots or Art motherfuckers were wanting to talk about WrestleMania. I don't know if
that
we
was
will or
Art.
not. I don't like. I'm not too interested by the current WrestleMania landscape, but maybe I can.
Yeah,
there's just a lot of wrestling to watch, man. It's a 2-day thing.
It's a 2-day thing, and they just announced Gunther and Seth out of fucking nowhere.
That's ass.
That's the first one I'm seeing where I was like, I don't understand why this is happening. But yeah, I guess Gunther is done sitting in the back and I don't know, wants a free W. I don't know.
Man, they let that guy retire John Cena, AJ Styles, and Goldberg, and then threw him together a WrestleMania match because they ain't have shit for him.
That sounds like exactly what the fuck that happened with that. It would have been on a smaller scale. There wouldn't be as much wow to it, but it makes more sense to give him Brock Lesnar. Just saying.
Yep.
But whatever. Cool. Yeah, so that's gonna be happening. Hopefully, we have the steam to complete that mission. I was thinking maybe we just do like a full reaction watch. So like we watch it, but we don't show it on the screen and we react to it as we're watching it. If we can,
a lot of time to spend
all
on it,
be available at the same time. We could run it like that. But yeah, that's in like a whole month and a half or some bullshit. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all pull up for that too. Yeah, we appreciate y'all pulling up, and see you next time.
Coldest podcast on YouTube. The Real Rap Coalition. They back. You now rocking with the Real Rap podcast. Yeah. It's coming on. Yeah, this the official song. Yeah. Hold up. Lock and load. It's the weekly episode. Yeah. It's the Real Rap podcast. Yeah. It's coming on. Yeah, it's the official song. Yeah. It's time to roll. It's the weekly episode.